Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it is I, the Copper bringing you the Nerf Elite 2.0 Commander review. Now, this blaster I got a while back, and I didn't make a thrift shop haul video because I wasn't making those at the time when I got this blaster. But I got this blaster for $2 at a Goodwill, and that Goodwill also had an outlet next to it. So I went to it and I got the Stormtrooper stock and the modular shotgun attachment. So I got all of this for $3 in total. And I fell in love with this blaster. Because honestly, I was going to buy it and just sell it at the flea market for a higher price. But I played around with it. And I thought this was a great blaster. Because it fit my criteria of a good blaster. Like, when I want to go to a Nerf war, what am I going to use? If I'm only allowed to use springers, but I'm allowed to use whatever attachments, I want to use the rocket launcher, and I want to use the Mega Dart blaster, or the Mega Dart attachment. And this blaster is one of the best for that. It also makes me feel kind of like Scarface, because the rocket launcher is attached underneath and everything, so it's underbarrel rocket launcher, but also it's really nice. I'm not gonna put it on; it's too big, and it really becomes a really decent rifle. And I like the revolver rifles; they just are impractical in real life for reasons, but I'm not gonna get into that. So this blaster fit those requirements. The only problem is when I was playing with it, I was like thinking, okay, this is gonna be part of one of my loadouts, and I was messing with the different attachments to make it look nicer. I created this, and I like, this has a nice profile to it, and all that. And with its stock attachment point, with the rocket launcher, it's even nicer because it's not too cramped. So this ended up being. And this reminded me of a Star Wars blaster, Rebel Blast, the one used by the Rebels, and all that. Just a bit more oddly shaped because of how thin this is at the front, and all that, just compared to this. But it reminded me that I wanted to paint the whole blaster black and put detailing on it, like a Star Wars blaster. The problem is, being the first wave of Elite 2.0, it is solvent welded shut. And it has leaf springs on the inside. So it's really not moddable in the slightest, especially with what I have as for tools. And it's not worth it. Could easily break it. And I've considered, and I do have a second one that I got in another Goodwill for $350. And I decided, and I was thinking about painting that one all black, but I'm leaning towards not bothering whatsoever, because I could end up damaging this in a way, because this one, even though it feels like the more stronger of the 2.0 blasters, I'm pretty sure it's fairly weak on the inside. So it's really sad because the performance isn't bad, the ergonomics of it isn't bad, the profile, the shell, the way you reload it is kind of weird, but yeah, just the practicality of this blaster is one of the better blasters for attaching certain attachments. It is the proper length for me to use with the stock and everything. I absolutely love this blaster, but it's just one day I'm going to be using this and it's just not going to fire. And I cannot open it up and fix it, and I can't paint it properly, because I take my blasters apart when I paint them and all that. Unless I want to do that other method where they just spray paint it black by hanging it from something, which I might do. There's no reason for me to bother. Not that, because I'm not going to paint the barrel attachment, because it might be a waste of time. So yeah, that's a problem. That's the biggest problem with the Commander. I would love it if Nerf re-released this blaster with better springs and all that, but they're not. These things are rotting on the shelves. They're on sale right now for $10. And I wouldn't say that. Buy them at a thrift shop for $3.50 and all that. Not for anything higher. Maybe $4 at most, but nothing more. And all that. And it's so sad because it reminds me of a Spectre. It's just a better Spectre, but the Spectre has the bonus of one, it's being moddable. It's somewhat easy to mod. Two, it also kind of has a more interesting profile and all that. Well, sort of more interesting. More interesting for cosplay and all that. This thing would have been great for cosplay too. It's just that nice sci-fi look to it. Like, I'm gonna go grab my Spectre, my painted Spectre. And all that. All of the, just imagine this blaster in this color scheme. Whoops. Just imagine that. Well, without the mistakes, I messed up. I wasn't going to go back and fix it. Copper paint is one of the hardest paints to do right, and sometimes you just don't get it right whatsoever. And this time, I did not get it right, and you could really tell. And I'm not going to bother painting it again because I'm lazy, but because this blaster was supposed to be my skull gun without the skull on it, and I ended up finding another blaster to fit that profile a lot better. So this blaster is a little bit of a dud for me and all that. But the idea is there, the concept is there, and all that. That idea of if Elite 2.0 is better, we could have had something like this. It's nice, just a nice thing. All that. The thing is bothering me. I might repaint it. I don't like being I don't like failure. So, because yeah, I'm noticing a lot of mistakes and all that. That's what's causing all of this, is the paint. I just noticed that. Yeah, copper paint's a pain to deal with. Copper paint needs to be the last thing you put on. Never put it on. And make sure it sticks on properly. Because if it doesn't stick on properly, it just looks so bad. I think it's just, ugh. If you want to remove paint, you want to remove spray paint, get, what is it, brake fluid? We got to be quick about it. All that. It just takes it right off. But yeah. And it just saddens me that even in all black, this is not going to be an easy paint job. And what we could have had would have been so nice. So nice for like the detailing, because it's a beautiful shell. Beautifully detailed shell that isn't too hard to sandpaper off. Just a few, like this maybe, that little nook and cranny, but it's like, that's not that big of a deal. And it just saddens me. Wasted potential. Wasted potential is one of the worst things you could ever have. But if you find this for $3 and you don't have one, I would say still pick it up. It's not a bad blaster. It's just gonna be it's not gonna last forever. And if you really want to be up to the challenge of opening this thing, then good on you and all that. But yeah, it's just, what a waste and all that. It's just, and I really don't want to really don't want to talk about bad because I really like this blaster. I really fell in love with it, and it's just not good. And it's really just sad. I might need to buy a new foam board. Now on, I'm going to put like a little towel right here because I didn't know what was causing these marks and everything. Now I know. If these don't lick my finger, let's see. And it just smudges it. So if they don't, I'm going to try to wait to clean them off, but yeah. But disappointment aside, it's still a decent blaster. You get it for real cheap. It's worth it. Anything higher than $4, no. And I would say $4 is pretty high. Okay, $3.50 is the most I would go. But yeah, you all have a nice night. Okay, and a nice day, nice morning. I'm gonna go to bed. Good night and bye-bye.